Okay, my phone's giving me warnings about memory, so apparently I need to go through my videos and either finish uploading them or delete them so I can make space. This next video that I'm hoping fits in to the space I have left is about the last of the Star Wars movies, I guess that are not the holiday specials. I talked about the 9 main Skywalker Saga movies. I talked about Rogue One already, and Solo's really the only other one there. I really like the character Han Solo and the tidbits of history for Han that we got that were official before expanded universe stuff and before Disney didn't give us much detail, and really the only bits that we have are as described in the original trilogy, and then in a time long before the internet, we had like rumors, magazine articles, interviews with George Lucas, bits of information like original script, it just like bits and pieces that fans found, and it's surprising that the rumor mill works without the internet, but it does. And of course, things like the magazines, video or magazine interviews, whatever, like that stuff everyone really had access to. So we heard things like Chewbacca owed Han a life debt for freeing him from Imperial slavery. Like that detail doesn't show up in the movies, but this is supposed to be the explanation for their loyalty to each other, their friendship. And that particular idea is what makes me upset that George Lucas stuck with his idea of needing to have a primitive species as the species in Return of the Jedi that helped the rebels on Endor Moon, and instead of sticking with his original idea of using Wookiees, which would have made sense because Wookiees are actually a threat to stormtroopers, he went with Ewoks. Terrible, terrible idea. So anyway, and of course we know things like Han dropped a smuggling shipment in an unrecoverable way that Jabba was really upset about, enough to put a price on his head. And we know that we have this difficult sounding run, the Kessel Run, which says 12 parsecs, which doesn't make sense because a parsec is a unit of distance, not time. And if he's trying to describe how fast his ship is, hypothetically, he should have said something along the lines of, I made the 12 parsec run in an hour, or something like that. And in case you're not familiar with parsecs, they're roughly equivalent to 3.26 light years. And by physics, if you are traveling at the speed of light, 1 light year is the distance you would travel if you were traveling at the speed of light. So 1 parsec is the distance you would travel in 3.26 years. So anyway, I don't know why I focus so much on that detail, but it is one of the few things we know, supposedly, that Han made a particularly difficult smuggling run, and his ship is very fast compared to a normal ship. So that's not a lot, but if they were going to make the Solo story, they, in my opinion, should have made it as a series like they did for Andor, or Mandalorian. Han's story has enough empty holes that there's a lot of... Oh, actually, we also know that Han won the Millennium Falcon from Lando in a card game, Sabak. And so, hypothetically, like if they're still on speaking terms, if they're friendly enough to know each other, like even if they're not, even if they don't call each other friends, they have a past. They do things, or they have done things in the past together. They have interacted enough to have familiarity with each other enough to make Han think he could go and ask him for help on Cloud City. So yeah, there's Han's origin story to be told. There's Han rescuing Chewbacca. There's how Han got into smuggling. There's how he ended up in a smuggling relationship with Jabba the Hutt. Probably some jobs he pulled before the messed up job, because Jabba seems very familiar with Han, especially if you look at the deleted scene from A New Hope. Or I guess the reintroduced scene from the special editions. Ugh. I shouldn't have bothered. Anyway. So I think they should have made it a series, even if it was only 1 season, like planned, a limited series, where we get a better version of his story that isn't squashed into 2 hours. And we can do Han's character some justice. And we get to see that smuggling run where he has to drop his cargo and where he gets his price on his head, and sort of end the series close to when he's about to become swept up into a bigger story. So yeah, what I would have wanted them to do differently with the Solo story is to make it a series. Give us better pacing, and skip the Darth Maul bit, skip the weird other criminal organization that they'd never do anything with. Yeah, anyway, that's probably enough. Thanks for listening, and see you for the next one.